happen at all, just like democracy. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G, wearing the red, white, and blue. And with me are my co-conspirators, Tootie Odin and Wash. Interruptions. Wash's face, you're going first. What's going on, sir?
Not a lot. Am I missing a holiday or something? That's a lot of U.S. references. Is it a Memorial Day or a Labor? Is it a July 4th thing coming up like in a week or two?
When you're a true American, every day it's the 4th of July, baby.
All right, G.I. Joe. Fair enough. Welcome. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me back.
You're in America, red, white, and blue. Speaking of red, white, and blue, we have the ultimate patriot. She fought for her country in Nam and won. Tootie Odin, what's going on?
What's up, you guys? Happy Juneteenth. I believe that is the last holiday we did celebrate, which was yesterday. Yeah. And I was super black yesterday. It was awesome. It was lovely. I offended nobody. It was weird.
You probably offended everyone, which is okay.
What do you mean? Like I was celebrating. We were celebrating.
Which is okay. What's going on, Bradley? Can you say something else in the chat? I'm testing this new chat bubble thingy. My test came up, but yours did not. I need to test it again. Again.
I was just about to find our live, but there it is. Yay, there we are. Okay, good.
We're here.
Ooh, look at you with the bubble chat. That's nice.
With the bubble guts. With the bubble goose.
When did you change that? That's cute.
I've been tinkering in the lab, bruh. For some reason.
Yeah, it looks cute.
He's on. It's not showing up though for Bradley.
I'm gonna get on right now to help you test it. Hold on.
Yes, let's test it while we talk about our week. So last week I was left in the dust. I said, "Hey guys, are we podcasting?" And both Wash and Toots gave me the half peace sign and said, "You know what? We have lives, bro." And now, and my bum was all alone. And I got it done, though. It was only like 10 seconds, but I got it done. But now they've returned from the shadows. Wash came back with 10 commandments. And Toots came back with 10.
What are the other 5?
You got to ask
like
Wash.
10 is enough, you guys. Come on.
You got to ask Wash here, man. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disable this new thing because none of these.
No. It looks good. Just so you know, I'm seeing all of it.
Are you seeing all of it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Okay. All right. You're seeing all of
it. I'm responding. I have shout out B Rad, shout out Brent. Hi Brent. And shout out Joe. Joseph's mother in the house. Yeah, let's go, guys.
Dressed.
So I'll keep mine up for you.
Are you seeing the chats on YouTube though? Are you seeing the chats on YouTube? Like, are you when you're watching the show?
Yes, that's what I'm on. Yeah, right there. Hi guys, there you are. Yeah.
But are you seeing them on the actual episode? Like,
hold on.
These are the tests.
Got me doing shit.
Hold on, motherfucker.
Wow, why are we talking like this?
I don't know. I feel like Nino Brown.
Yes, chat's up. We're good.
Okay, I feel like Nino Brown. But if you look when I'm anyway, it's fine.
Correct.
It's up and running here. I'm gonna see if it's gonna come up on my television.
That's what I'm saying because I'm not seeing it on the telly. On the telly, mate.
Here.
On the telly,
we're here.
Mate. On the telly, mate.
Well, folks, thanks for sticking with us through 5 minutes of tech rehearsal. So,
don't set me off, Wash. You know how hard it is.
Hey man, what everybody was everybody got into?
Shit. I've been fighting.
Let me grab my popcorn. Hold on.
I'm about to, Mike. I've been scratching my beard. I've been trying to grow it with like nutrients and shit.
Do you have the Anakin? Sorry, it's gonna go to Star Wars.
Of course, yeah, we're good.
Screw it. Do you have the Anakin half-face Vader thing over there? The 12.
Yeah. If you give me a second, I can show you the. Do you want to see?
I would really appreciate a close-up of that because there's a new book, Master of Evil, coming out in November about Vader, like essentially what I just got done reading in Legends, and the cover is just so dope. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, I think that is the exact same as the figure. Is it too hard to get?
Yeah, it's not in arm's reach
All right.
without me destroying everything. But I'll have
Yeah,
it
no,
prepared
don't
for you.
worry about it. Yeah, just send me like a screenshot of the face, and I'll send it to you in the book. But everybody can go check that out. Master of Evil coming out November 20 something. Other than that, that was my Star Wars question. I do have more if anybody cares. But does anybody hear the new fire? I like pretty girls, 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 girls. I love pretty girls, girls, and we'll probably get copyrighted now, so I'll stop.
What? What?
Well, my answer
Good.
is no.
Hey,
What
But
y'all
is that?
didn't, y'all didn't,
What
y'all didn't
episode?
hear the Will Smith fire,
Oh
bro?
no! I thought you were talking about.
Oh
I thought you were talking about an
yeah.
episode of Andor or something. Like, when did they do that?
Oh man, no. I've been thinking about that all week. Like it dropped. I was like, yeah, I've been dancing all week. So Will Smith, I like pretty girls. Get on it. I mean,
I do like that
it's
shirt
an
he was
okay
wearing though.
song.
I like that shirt he was wearing with the
Definitely
Marilyn
pick up the
Monroe's.
tempo.
okay, question. Should
Yes.
Will Smith be 60 years old talking about pretty girls?
And when you watch the video, it's gonna probably bring up more questions than
Than
answers.
answers.
That said, when you kick it up to 1.25, as someone on X, they're like, yeah, it's fire once you kick up the tempo a bit. And I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that does kind of beat. But it's very reminiscent of what was the song back in the day with the skinny dude and the white dude with the chicks walking around
Beastie
naked.
Boys?
No, no, like back just like 10 years ago, walking around naked. They're dressed in the suits. Robbie, what the hell is his name? Come
S-
on.
Sports.
Oh, man.
The only thing I can think of is Kanye and that white boy that did the Roblox video. You're such a fucking hoe. I love it. That's what I'm thinking
The
of.
only thing I
I
can
don't know
think
who
of
the
is
hell you're
like
talking
Jay
about.
Z's "Girls, Girls, Girls, Girls,
No,
Girls,
yeah,
I
no,
do
none of the.
adore."
Hey, that sounds like that should be copyrighted off of Will Smith. Sounds like Jay-Z should be like, "Yo, bro, where's that lawsuit? Who's the name of the dude who wears the hats all the time? Pharrell? Is that it? Just yeah, Pharrell.
Pharrell does wear
Yeah,
a
yeah,
hat.
He wears
Pharrell and
multiple hats. Yes,
Robbie.
he
Who
wears
else
Hey,
wears
multiple.
hats?
blurred lines. It's very blurred lines.
Oh, blurred line.
Oh,
Approach.
Blurred
Robin Thicke.
line. You
You're
know they got
thinking
super.
Robin Thicke.
Yeah.
He got
And
super
why the
sued
hell are
for
y'all
that
yelling
song.
at me? This dude freaking wears a hat everywhere he goes. It's a giant freaking hat. That's kind of how he's known. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah,
Like,
he wears the Curious George hat.
yeah, he
That
wears all
Pharrell,
types of
yeah.
hats. They're cool.
that song's
Bradley said chat's
hilarious.
up. Mike,
Yeah, I
just so
fixed
you
it.
know.
I did it.
Okay.
I did it. I
Yay,
fixed
good
it.
job.
The new hotness isn't ready yet. I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. It's a work in. Don't shake your head, Wash. This is hard. All this is super difficult. It requires a
It
lot
looks
of.
good.
Thank you,
It's hard
Toots.
because we're old.
If I was like,
So
if I was like 15, this stuff would be. There'd be like rookies pop locking on the screen with chat going crazy. No, we're old.
my
Man.
son sends me featured films that he makes on his phone. He sends
See,
with his Legos. He sends me like absolute fucking cinema.
he sends you
That's
cinema.
awesome.
He's 11. Okay, kid. I
You
see
guys
you.
aren't lucky. This is in MS Paint or something, man. I've lost all my skills. I'm washed, bro. I'm washed. You guys see what
That's
I did
funny.
there? That's my boy
We
right
saw
there.
what you did there.
You saw what I
Yeah.
did there? That's the homie
Yes.
right there.
Question, guys. Okay, let's just get this out of the way.
I
I
missed
already
this.
asked
I
Mike.
missed this so much. I missed
I
it.
know I missed you guys. First of all, I did. I missed you guys all last week. I had an amazing time at work. I worked my butt off.
Me
About
too.
60 hours in 3 to 4 squished days. Whoa, amazing. Amazing work, but hard work. But I super miss this. Like I miss this right here. Anyway, question. I did ask Mike, Brian, I want to ask you. So 2 movies came out and that are currently in the theaters now, 28 years later and Final Destination. Both original films came out about the same time as well. Both original concepts, both blew up in the box office, both had sequels, and the sequels were actually just as good in my opinion for both movies. And today, if you were to go to the theater and watch either one of these, which one would you watch?
Tough pick, but I have to go with Final Destination just simply because it is one of my absolute favorite like horror films. Like the deaths in it alone are so creative. It's such a creative, fun horror film. It's really a movie. Like you go, you eat your popcorn, you watch some crazy crap on television or the screen, and you leave. And don't get me wrong, I'm very much looking forward to 28 years later, but um yeah, if I have to pick between the two, my dollars are going to go to Final Destination 7.
Cool.
Is it?
Watch.
Question mark?
It's. Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go for it. I was gonna say something
No,
stupid.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I kind of thought he would go the other direction because cinematically, 28 years is probably filmed better. But Final Destination, I was torn on that one because I kind of want to see either one this weekend, but I love both equally. One cinematically it's insane. The other one, like you said, the deaths are creative as hell, and it's been consistently creative.
I am not like that type of guy. You know what I mean? I don't sit down and watch horror movies, and it's like Final Destination is my jam. I will watch them whenever they're on television in the background. I'm like, yeah, watch this. This is awesome. It's like it's the cool concept. So, yeah, for
You know
my
how
$20.
you know how like
Yeah,
on your
Bradley says 28 years later. I'm right there too. Like
yeah,
I think I can wait for a Final Destination.
I don't know.
You
I mean,
absolutely can.
Final Destination is like Mission Impossible, where it's a really strong series. It's like why are all the Mission Impossible movies good? You know what I mean? Like all of them, even this.
All of them are really
And I
good.
recently
Yeah.
just saw this last one, which I think is the weakest one, but it's still pretty strong. I want to talk about that when I have a moment. But yeah. Did you see that clip of Final Destination where the guy got death by boner?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. I don't know
Is that
why.
the new one?
The new
Death
one,
by
the one that just
Boner
came
and
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
no, I
it's
haven't
you
seen
know you go on X, right? And you're just scrolling through and they just someone shows a clip of a guy getting an insta boner. He just screams and dies. I don't know what the
that's
context.
that's
I don't
that's
know what the
your
context.
algorithm,
I
fool.
don't know what the context is. It's the movie, dog. I didn't
That's
write the
yo
movie.
algo.
I
That's
don't
funny.
I don't
I
know.
didn't see it either, Tootie. So it must be.
Uh,
I like pretty girls, girls, girls,
hey,
girls,
hey,
girls.
it's the boner
Oh man.
death. It's like that. What's that one spider that
We're
bites you?
literally gonna get copyrighted. Like, don't even be
It's
shocked. It's like, oh
fine, dog.
shit, that
Wouldn't be
happened.
wouldn't be the worst
Brian's
thing.
trying to get us struck. That's
It
funny.
would be the worst thing that happened to this channel. We've had episodes explode in real time, dog. It's
No
fine.
shit.
I mean, I guess if you're not dropping, followers live, it's like, they left.
Well, Death by Boner just cost us 2 viewers, so that's okay. It happens. We say weirder things here.
Death by Boner tells me they have absolutely run out of ideas.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
I'm still gonna
I
depends
watch
don't
on
it.
how
know.
creative it
I'm
is.
still gonna watch it.
If
Yeah.
you're walking,
Either way.
if you're in the Amazon and get bit by that one spider that gives you death boner, that what's it? The Brazilian wandering spider.
Oh, that gives you like rigor mortis while you're
Yeah.
alive still?
It gives
Yeah,
you
yeah,
death.
yeah. That's
It
freaky as hell.
makes your blood pressure so crazy that you get an infinite boner and you just die.
Well, doesn't Bullet Train sort of have a similar thing with the snake? Like the everything
Just
calligraphies or
hemorrhages.
what's the word? Everything
just
just like hardens, like
Hemorrhages.
everything clots. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
trippy.
You know what's funny about Bullet Train is that the chick who played the killer, she built it around Freddy Krueger, so she kept saying like, "You're gonna die, bitch." Why'd you do that, bitch?
Oh, you're talking about what's her face?
Domino from
Domino. Yeah.
yeah.
That's how or what's her face in Atlanta. Anyway, that's my only problem with the movie because they could have given her a badass character arc, and they kind of did, but they also kept it realistic. She's a
Yeah.
girl still. There's no way in how she's going to beat up these other assassins. Like she can cleverly kill somebody, but she can't physically go one-on-one with a man. And I think that was the whole thing is like he wasn't necessarily more cunning or anything. She held her own. He's just stronger. You know what I mean? Like he
Man,
still had the upper hand. I think that's good. I like when movies can hold some sort of reality in their things
plus
where she's not beating up 15 men. It's like, bro, you weigh 90 pounds. Like this is silly.
no,
You know what I
plus
mean?
she had to fight Ladybug, dude. The Ladybug could not be defeated because he had the power of luck on his side. Ladybug was nigh defeatable. He's like John
Oh
Wick.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ladybug was He's up there with some of my action heroes. Like, he just can't die. Like, you got to watch Bullet Train. It's like, that movie's insane.
I like that the entire time he was just he just kept his mind focused on his therapy.
Therapy and
The
growth.
whole movie,
Yeah,
the entire
therapy and
movie,
growth.
all he was trying to do was be a better person as he's killing people. Yeah, it's good stuff.
You know who was surprisingly good
That's
in
a good
that movie? Bad Bunny. Why was Bad Bunny
Agreed.
good in that movie?
I heard that.
Agreed. Remember how when we were watching it and I saw him, I was like, "What? I'm not watching this anymore." I totally wanted to tune out, but he did really
No,
good.
he killed. I know.
He
Hey,
killed the shit out of it. Yeah.
the rose grew from concrete. Dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, good stuff.
good stuff. Star Wars. So I want to talk about Darth Vader for a second. If you guys would give me a minute to just talk about Darth Vader, because I was in bed and I couldn't sleep. Nino Brown is my goat. We know, Bradley. I'm gonna get you a 1/6 scale Nino Brown at
Gooning
some
it.
point. What'd you
Hell
say?
yeah.
You say Goon Night? Except for Moon Knight, there's Goon Night. That's not good. That'll put asses in seats. No, fucking Disney Plus presents Goon Night. I am degenerate this episode. All right. Anyway, okay. I was thinking of the comparison of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker, and how Bruce Wayne is Batman, but Darth Vader is not Anakin,
No.
right?
And in fact, I kind of watched a clip today over and over and over again so I can get the emotional impact of it, where Obi-Wan, you guys know, he apologizes to Anakin and, I'm sorry basically for everything. And then Anakin tells him, "You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did." And that's where the separation actually happens, in my opinion, is when Anakin and Darth Vader realize they're not the same person, and Darth Vader is finally ready to take over of the entire entity.
Yeah.
And that's just heartbreaking.
It's my favorite scene of
Just
Star Wars
FYI,
ever.
Tootie, Mike and I have had multiple many-hour conversations,
About that
literally about
scene.
that one scene,
Wow.
about that one little, multiple times for hours. Yeah, that
I'm
scene
so-
is amazing.
It's
Wow.
literally my favorite Star Wars scene ever. It's so
Amazing.
emotional and it's so
It's
real.
so emotional, and it's done so well. Where even in Darth Vader comes out for a brief second when he says Obi-Wan's name. It's just
He
trippy to
says,
me. It's
"You."
trippy. Anakin cannot say Obi-Wan's name anymore.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Because he
You.
knows what happened. He knows the betrayal that happened, and he understands why Obi-Wan had to respond the way he did. It's so heartbreaking. It's so
Didn't
heartbreaking.
kill Anakin Skywalker.
Was that your first
I
watch
did.
watch through of that, Tootie?
No.
Oh,
I've
okay. All right,
no,
all right,
not
all
at
right, all
all.
right, all right, all right.
No.
So,
Yeah,
It,
that,
you know how
again,
something
you
is
talk
scrolling
about
and
it
then
with so
comes
much
to
passion, you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
but
Well,
it's that good of a scene. It's like that scene
yeah.
doesn't get enough love. It's like, dude,
Mhm.
how did y'all not like this?
but it's
Really?
also not
Alright.
So good.
but it's not a split personality either. You know what I'm
Nope. Two
saying?
different
I don't
Not
know how
at
to
that time.
describe it.
two different
Oh,
entities. Absolutely.
an entity.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
It's
but
so
what's
fascinating.
brilliant. I agree with Brian. Like I don't understand how the movies were made fun of so much when we were kids. Remember, as much as they were a big deal, there was the staunch Star Wars audience that absolutely hated the second trilogy. Hated every single bit of it. The Jar Jar Binks thing didn't help, but even Jar Jar wasn't even that bad. If you go back and watch them, he
Nah,
fits
man.
perfectly into
It
the
makes
entire
sense.
story.
Like
Yeah,
it feels fine.
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
He's
So brilliant. The movies are done so good, and then you see the separation. You see Anakin almost under a possession eventually. Like he's one way. He understands things a certain way, while simultaneously still trying to understand things the Jedi way. But he's like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. It's just weird. And I saw this is why I love Force Awakens, because Kylo Ren was doing the same exact thing, and they dropped it. I hate that they dropped it. I will always complain about that movie because Kylo Ren was an independent mind. He wasn't of a Jedi mind. Like there was so much about him that wasn't familial. You know what I mean? Same thing with Anakin. Nothing about Anakin was familiar when it comes to the Jedi, but something in Obi-Wan said, "Yeah, let's do it." So there was it's so weird that there was something there, and how Obi-Wan was possessed to believe still that Anakin was going to pull through and become one of the best Jedis is crazy. It tells me that Anakin maybe had this persuasive power from the beginning.
I think
He
it
was
was
probably
Qui-Gon.
always a Sith.
I think it was
Oh,
like
it was Qui-Gon. You're right. It was Qui-Gon.
it's
Yeah,
a legacy.
it was Qui-Gon. It was Qui-Gon's push. Yep.
Yeah, it was a legacy of like living up to expectations. Like Qui-Gon, when Qui-Gon died, Obi-Wan had to train Anakin. There was no choice in the matter. That was the dying wish of his master. You know what I'm saying? And then even with Kylo was living in the shadow of Vader, not necessarily Anakin, because he thought Anakin was weak as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And he idolized Vader to the point where, you know what I mean, he was dressing like him. It's weird, you know. But with Vader and with Anakin, it almost feels like, I think in the scene that is really slept on is where Anakin drops the single tear. Is the last bit of he's on Mustafar, and he just killed all those delegates that have been in the movie since Phantom Menace, and he's literally just pondering to himself. And you see a single tear roll down his eyes, and it's like that's the last bit of Anakin that was in there. He was Vader at that point. And it's like people think that Vader's the suit. No, he was Vader when he killed the younglings, bro. He was Vader the moment he was knighted by Palpatine. He was Vader. Anakin was gone at that point.
Can you imagine how much help me he was saying in that one single tear? How much he wanted to come out of it? How much he oh goodness. Why is Star Wars so good?
And
he
this
loses
is
his
where
God. Anyway,
just going to hop in and go like this book, Vader, the Essential Legacy collection that I started talking about 2 weeks ago, that was showing the dichotomy of Anakin being Vader, now dealing with Palpatine, like knowing he manipulated him. That's what I had been waiting for, is that little brief moment where Anakin still has a strong hold. And I was just reading this Star Wars adventure novel, which are fairly short. Shout out YJK Audiobooks. Had to spend some money on the Patreon to end up getting some more Star Wars into my brains. And during his nightmares, I literally just listened to this an hour ago, and I was like, holy shit. So the fact that you're talking about it is awesome. He's having a nightmare, and he's on a random planet, and he's at home in Tatooine, and it's about his mother, and his mother's like, oh, she's like get captured. And he's like, Mom, why are you captured? And she's like, oh, well, you left.
Pretty much.
And so all of a sudden, his entire vision goes dark, and it's described. Just a cold envelops him, and all he hears is Vader's.
Yeah, the foreshadowing.
And in his dream, he's trying to figure out. Anakin can't say anything. It's like sleep paralysis, where he's like, he knows he's Anakin, but has no control over what's going on. And then he pops open, and it really harkens to Vader being a separate thing, a separate entity, which is what I'm really craving. Because when you go into the Sith, like, yeah, man, some of these things are just like demons that are cruising around when you read your biblical freaking, text and things of that nature. So who is Vader? Why is Vader like he is? That is yet to really be investigated, at least to my knowledge. But yeah, valid points, man. And, again, that scene, dope.
I just want to say shout out to Frisky Jesus, who was in the chat.
Yes.
I agree. Finn was absolutely robbed.
I don't want to talk about Finn.
Just so you guys know, I've talked about this.
I don't want to talk about Finn.
You guys know, I've talked about this on the podcast many times. Finn's story arc was sabotaged and trashed for God knows whatever reason.
Yeah.
The legalities involved in all of that, it's bullshit. Disney really effed up on that one, big time.
Yeah,
I mean,
now here's the thing. You know what? You know what distracted that whole thing was Carrie Fisher's passing. When Carrie Fisher passed, then all of a sudden they had to change all kinds of things, which made it convenient for them to make sure that China was able to make the money that they were able to make with the following movies. Again, thus leaving Finn in the dust. I agree. Finn was absolutely robbed in that role. That should have been one of the. He should be a Jedi.
Yeah. I think they're gonna do right. But it's two things, right? It's one, the actor doesn't really want anything to do with it anymore. He got so burned, like he doesn't really want to do anything. But money talks.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, Money talks and bullshit runs the marathon. So that
Right, man. A dump truck full of money. He's like,
yeah,
you know what? I feel okay.
I
We
think I
can
mean,
go do this.
and you know,
What do you need me for? 15 days? All
and
right.
the guy who played Jar Jar Binks came back as a Jedi in Obi-Wan after all
Sick.
those decades. There's an episode where he's kicking ass. And also shout out Frisky Jesus. Thank you for joining the channel. I don't recognize your name, but thank you for hanging in there and having this conversation with us. He mentioned that Obi-Wan is forever the optimist, and I think it's a bit of naive. Was Obi-Wan naive?
No.
No,
Oh, is it just a
no.
naive?
Qui-Gon was. Qui-Gon would have
Yes.
been the one who was naive, not Obi.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan
Yes.
Obi-Wan had his opinions.
He was against the
as
whole
far.
thing
From
from
the
the
jump.
get-go.
You're
He
right.
just kind of was like you said, out of
Gotta
loyalty and
do it.
respect,
Gotta
was
do
like,
it.
yeah, I got to do it. Like, and as a Jedi, like I have to put my personal feelings aside and do what I have to do. But no, from the get-go, Obi was like, nah, this.
I don't.
And even now, as I get to like these points in this book, as they're really like diverging as people, because it started with young Kenobi, moved up, and we're not quite the like Clone Wars yet, but we're there, and you can see like Anakin's on his own, and Kenobi's like, well, I mean, I did the best I could, but like, what the
And we could talk about this
hell can
literally
I
all
do,
night
man?
because my brain is like I'm thinking about the seduction of the innocent, right? The seduction of the
Yeah.
light side of the force. You've seen it in Dooku, you've seen it in Anakin, but not all Sith are seduced, right? You look at like Darth Plagueis. I don't think he was seduced by the dark side. Darth
I don't think
Revan.
Anakin was seduced by the dark side either. I mean, they play it out that way, but I think Anakin was already. I think Anakin already had the footprints of the dark side in
In
him.
him the whole
He
time.
lost his. He lost his. Think about it this way. Anakin had PTSD, right? Lost
Yeah.
both of his parents. He was basically an orphan. There's a lot of things that you can connect to the real world where Anakin was already set up to be that. And they were basically fighting for him, an inner city kid of New York, to be a professor or a doctor or what you know what I'm saying? Like they were trying to make somebody who was against all odds be something that wasn't going to be for him in the first place. And I think maybe I'm using really harsh words on that one, but honestly, like the raw of it is that's
I
exactly kind of
mean,
what it
but
was.
but my thing is without the influence of Palpatine, would Anakin have gone to the dark side? I don't think so.
Yes, I do.
I don't agree with you.
I think it would have taken a little bit more time, but yes, I absolutely do.
A couple of things that I'm just going to interject here.
Yes.
Fascinating conversation. Yoda first. He's too old. He's too old to begin the training. It was a nightmare from the word go because he was too old, but the chosen one he is. So let's see how it works out, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, we didn't get to cover it because we don't get to see friggin' not Apocalypse. What's the one, Mike, that they're not bringing back? Renew the Acolyte. We didn't
Yeah.
get to see it because they're not going to renew the Acolyte season 2, but in Legends, in the book that I bought Mike, Darth Plagueis, that I keep just finish the freaking book, man.
It's so good. I'm
finish it.
taking my time.
At any
I'm taking
rate,
my time.
Plagueis, technically, according to Legends, Plagueis creates Anakin, and thus, Tootie, it leads to some of your reasoning that the dark side was already in Anakin from the word go. Because one night Plagueis got all his power and he just sent out the force. And then all of a sudden he heard about Anakin and we lead down the road, right?
Well,
So
I'm thinking about it in this sense. Regardless of Palpatine's approach, Padme would have still passed away. There was going to be things that Anakin would have had to have gone through in life that would have triggered all kinds of evil to want to happen. When you can't bring tragedy and cover it with being passive. And
But
the Jedi are all about passive. They were very stoic, and they were very, let's see what happens next before we react. So, and Anakin was not like that. He was not bred to be, let me react accordingly. He was, let me react right now. Ever since he was a kid, look at the pod racing. Anakin was ready to go. He volunteered for it, for crying out loud. He was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, I think everything about him was action, 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 impulse, impulse, impulse. Again, I think I think the stage was set for him to absolutely be of the dark side. I don't think he ever had a chance. Again, this is excluding Palpatine. Did Palpatine help him and encourage him? Yeah, absolutely. But I honestly think that would have been a real life dark side situation, regardless.
I see what you mean, and a part of me is like, well, those kind of tragedies befall all Jedi through their. Every Jedi touches the dark side and has to overcome it to become a true Jedi Knight. Every single one, and that's part of the part of it. It's part of the training. Obi-Wan touches the darkness. Qui-Gon, everybody, Yoda down, especially Mace Windu, who really leans into the dark side through his own troubled background. You know what I mean? But I love Mace Windu so much. So like I was watching Clone Wars earlier, and I was like, man, Grievous is such a nightmare in cartoon form. But I digress. I think Anakin, because his training started late, was more dark than light when he first started, because he had the tragedy of his mom being, and growing up on Tatooine as a slave. You know what I mean? If he would have got abducted earlier by the Jedi, he may have been a bit more well-rounded, and his anger may have been more sated by the Jedi Masters. But because he was older and unfit for the training, he already had the baggage. You know what I mean? It's like, so I see what you're saying, Toots, but I also think that Palpatine was really in his ear, and Palpatine was a big reason why Vader killed all those people.
It's so weird because I don't disagree. It's really weird. I don't disagree, but at the same time, I really do think he was going to be Sith either way.
He had a rough start.
I will say
the kid fought hard. He literally sacrificed his own life so his mom wasn't a slave. Yeah. And then he had to prove himself to not be a slave as a 9-year-old.
I will say this about Anakin and your point, Tootie. Anakin has a control problem, and thus he murdered like 100 Tuskens. Yeah. And went back to the Jedi Temple, and he's like, "Oh, I got this. I don't even need to tell anybody.
I'm cool now.
I'm cool, and I got this." Right? We know in real life that never goes well. When you're like all this negative, and you're like, "Oh, I got it, man," and it's like you hear about your buddy 3 weeks later, and it's like, "Oh shit, you shouldn't have did that. You should have just talked to somebody." Right? Right. But it's like Anakin's like, so. Yes, I kind of agree with your point. Throughout life, he probably would have went more Dooku's route, but he would have been justified. He would have justified himself. It wouldn't have necessarily been negative, like, "Oh, I'm a Sith," or "I'm bad." It's like, "Oh, I can make everything better," and that is probably the biggest fallacy of the Jedi in general.
He never thought he was doing anything wrong.
Right.
He never said, "I'm evil and I'm doing this because I'm evil." Never.
Yeah.
Even after he became Vader, he's like, "Nope, I'm still in the right."
There would be peace, order, serenity in my dear empire. And Mike didn't do anything. Mike, if I was actually in the Star Wars universe, I'd probably be like Watto or something.
He said Mike killed all them kids.
I didn't kill no kids. I would be Watto. You can't buy this from me. You ride pod racer for Mike G. That would be me. I'll have no powers, dog. I'll be whack. But,
that's funny.
By the way, that guy was the Jew of the film. What was his name?
I said what I said, dog.
Waddle, Jewish.
Yeah, I said what I said, but that would be
Trust
Waddle.
me, I know.
That's enough Star Wars talk for one night. I think this is an excellent cover. On that note,
I'm like, what? We can keep going. What are we doing? Anybody got plans for the next 4 or 5 hours?
Can we do random select real quick? I have had a blast with all of these. I just want to know, like, we haven't even done all the movies. Have we done all the movies? Yeah, we have.
All the movies. Yeah, we just cleared them. Yep.
So now we're doing round 2 of them.
Yep.
I want to know if you guys have a winner already.
In my brain?
Well, I was.
Yes, I have a winner in my brain already. I'm not going to say because content, but I'm not going to say.
I was going to suggest, since we were doing tech rehearsal earlier, so next week when we record, we can do just both those rounds. You know what I mean? Because we watch the films. We don't need to go completely all back into the whole
For
thing. And
sure.
we wrap up two, and then that next week is the championship. That way it just wasn't,
Okay.
one and then one. You know what I mean?
Talking behind the mirror. So we'll do both movies
Yeah.
at the same time, which will be an hour. And then for
Yeah.
the finals, we do an
Yeah.
hour on both of the winners of that round and
Okay.
really go deep dive and make it a real, true number one winner. How does that sound?
I mean,
Okay. So the next one is who? Scott Pilgrim and Kick-Ass, right?
Scott
So
Pilgrim Kick-Ass and
Astro
Astro
Boy
Boy
and
and
last week's.
and Kingsman.
What's last week's?
Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yeah.
Astro Boy versus Kingsman.
Yeah.
And in answer to your question, Trudy, I do have one of them picked. I do not have the other one picked. And yeah, I haven't went
Yeah.
any further than that. But one of them I have decided on.
It's crazy. Like I have a winner, like a flat out grand master in my brain, but I've been on the wrong side of history about a lot of these movies. So I kind of want to choose against mine just to wedge my bets.
It's not like, it's not, there ain't money on the line. It's
I
which
know,
one you
but-
like
but
better,
it's
Mike.
fun, dude.
Like, you don't
I'm
need
so
to be on the
delusional. I
popular
want
side of
Old
things.
Boy to win again.
You still want
Yeah,
old
that's
boy.
not
Old Boy,
happening.
Old Boy's
And
the
I'm not going to
No.
even fight you on it. The more I think about it, the more justified I am. Like, if I never want to watch the
Damn,
movie
he's-
again, how in the
Tony,
world
stop.
can that be like the better
Hey,
movie?
he's right.
Tony, stop. He's
So-
getting more powerful. You're
You know, it's like-
you're
I've been thinking about that
boosting
for a couple of
watch.
weeks because I want to be justified. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, I never want to see it again. How is that like the better film?
He said, "I'm doubling
Oh,
down."
oh, the better film.
It's
so good.
He said that shit was a 2-pack of ass, Doug. He said,
I get it. I get it. You guys are more morally sound than I am. That's
No,
all.
man. You know what's sad for me
You
is
guys
that
are just morally well-rounded, and I'm just rounded.
I'm just rounded. I'm literally like an Altoid right now. No, like I chose all my movies with my heart and not my mind, and my heart was like broken. I was like, Ninja Turtles, guys, that's never gonna win, Doug. It's not a good. At the end of the day, it's not a good movie. It's just.
That
dumb.
was your mistake.
It
That was your
almost
mistake
won.
with Turtles.
It almost won, but I couldn't do it. Hey, and the more I think about it, if I had watched Kingsman 30 times the way I've watched the Turtles, I would have picked the Turtles. But Kingsman being like fresh on the eyes, it was like, no, this is kind of brand new and it wins. But spoiler alert, go back and watch the episodes. I didn't say anything.
Watch them.
Wow. Hey, I like that you put the mask on last week. I mean, I know neither one of us were there, but I was there trying to tune in.
I
but,
kept
hey,
to the
that was a
bit.
good call.
I was so salty. I kept to the bit the whole episode. I didn't take the mask off once, and I was just sitting there like.
Were you mad because we weren't? You were mad because we weren't here?
I was like, I'm mad because I wasn't funny. I was more mad because I wasn't, I'm not funny by myself. So I'm sitting
Yeah,
here with
you
this
suck.
I'm sitting with this doofy mask on. I feel like the person who brings props to the fucking like open mic night. You know what I mean? The
Okay,
guy-
but first of all, Carrot Top is a genius, and Carrot Top has props.
hey,
So
I mean, there's
you'll be
prop
fine.
goats.
You're fine.
I'm not talking about like Gallagher or damn Carrot Top.
You guys want to
The
smash
man
some
can
fruit?
fight. No, I'm not talking about the prop gods. I'm talking about the doofuses that go up there, bring their iPad and show
No.
the joke.
It was fitting. It was Friday the 13th. It was absolutely
Friday.
perfect.
It was Friday the
Very
13th.
good.
Oh, it was Friday 13th.
Yeah.
It
That
was
makes more
Friday
Good
sense.
call.
13th.
I didn't
Alright.
understand.
Content.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Content. But no.
Why didn't you talk about Friday the 13th movies?
Right?
Because it's too much. Because I didn't think about anything.
He's like, I wasn't funny. You didn't talk about like the easy carrot that's hanging right in front of you.
There's
You
nothing
could've
funny
went on
about
for 3
Friday the
hours.
13th. There's nothing funny about it, Doug. It's
Mike,
all-
if I ask you a question about Friday the 13th, all right, do me a favor. Compare part 3 to part 7.
Which one's part 7?
I don't know. I expect you to know.
Is that Freddy Goes to Hell, Doug?
See, Tootie's like, yep, he's gonna know. Jason, part
If I'm
7.
right, you both owe me $1. If
New
I'm
Blood.
right-
New
Fuck,
Blood.
that was close.
New Blood is part 7.
That's close.
And actually, that's a good film.
They're all super good. Okay.
See, here he goes.
See?
That guy wasn't funny. All you had to do was just
because you
do
guys
the-
help me.
calendar.
You guys are my rock, bruh.
Halloween,
Yeah.
Jason, or Freddy? Guys,
Jason. I gotta go, Jason.
I
okay.
gotta go.
Jason's. I literally
I'm
have a
going Michael
Jason. Right,
Myers.
Jason's right
I'm going.
there,
I'm
dog.
Yeah,
close to going Michael Myers.
I'm going
I'm
Michael Myers.
close.
I don't know,
I want to
man.
think about it more, but I'm going
The
Jason
Rob
first.
Zombie movies kind of killed it for me, dog.
You see, that's
Well,
what
they were
brings it around
good.
for me. I thought they were
Yeah,
fantastic,
I
and I
thought they
was
were
like,
amazing.
yeah. I didn't see the last one actually. The whatever that one was.
The second one is way better to me than the first one. Well, just like the original Halloween, I think the second original Halloween is way better than the first one.
Didn't they do 3 of the new ones though, or did they
Yeah,
only
he
do
did
2 of
3.
those?
Yeah,
With
there was a
Jamie Lee Curtis?
trilogy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see
There was
the
3. They
sorry.
did 2 kind of back to back, and then the third one came out eventually. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought those
Evil
2 were
dies
fantastic.
tonight. You know that bullshit.
I love the Rob Zombie ones. Like, yeah, not a hater at all.
Nah, it
Good
was.
stuff.
Was that a hot take? Did I give a hot take, dog?
No,
Am
I
I?
don't think so. I don't
Am I?
think so. There's a lot of people that feel the way you feel, I think.
I don't know. I'm like, is it weird that my favorite Halloween movie is Season of the Witch? 8 more days.
No,
to
that's the one about the little
Halloween,
girl, right?
Silver Shamrock. No, that's the one
That's
about
the one.
that's the one about the killer masks. It has nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Oh,
The one
Oh,
no.
with
spinoff
no,
with Captain
not with.
Mustache. With
Sounds like
Cap-
a Goosebumps episode.
Are you
Yeah.
It
sure
is a
it's Season of the Witch? Because I see Nicolas Cage,
what is it
and
called?
that's that thing when he was at like a knight. You know what I mean? And it was during the Nicolas
Why does
Cage.
Bradley always
You
bring
know.
out the worst in every? Bradley's like, isn't it one with LL Cool J? It's like, yes, that was Halloween H2O.
That was
Okay,
H2O. Yeah,
yeah.
and
That was not.
LL, Jamie Lee Curtis was in H2O.
There's been a
Well,
black
that
rapper
was
in
like
every
her
single horror
comeback.
movie. Yeah, Halloween Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection was the one with Busta Rhymes, where he does a super kick on on Michael Myers, and it's super dumb.
Oh
He
my
says he's like,
God.
"I'm gonna fuck you up, motherfucker." Michael Myers is like, "Okay." And he does a
Oh,
big
wow.
boot. He does a big
I
blade
forgot
boot
all
kick
about
on
that.
Michael
That's
Myers. Though.
no.
I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen it.
no.
I don't even think I've seen H2O. To be honest.
Gatorade, H2O. Remember when? Remember when Kelly Rowland called Freddy the F word in a motion
Yeah.
picture film, and because it was like the 2000s, no one gave a shit. You know what I'm saying? That was a
Oh, she.
Jason
Oh
versus Freddy.
no,
Yeah, she
Jason.
said.
I love Jason versus Freddy.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie.
I like that
dude.
one. That's a good ass
That's
movie.
yeah,
Hell
that's an
yeah.
awesome movie. Jason versus
Yeah.
Freddy is so fucking sick. That's why I was like, when they did the hot toy for not hot toy, but the 1/6 scale for Jason, they did Jason 2, which is like the most boring outfit for Jason. It's like I wish they would have did like Jason Lives, where he gets struck by lightning and half of the mask is cracked. You can see like his monster mask face,
Oh,
and
that's
it's like he
cool.
has an exposed skeleton, and it looks badass. But they chose like the most boring. Like he went to IKEA to buy his clothes and shit. It's like it's so. I mean, he's wearing like a polo fleece.
IKEA doesn't sell clothes.
Exactly. Exactly. Watch, you look like
That's
you're in deep
funny.
thought.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about your question, Jason, Michael Myers, and Freddy, and I'm still gonna go Jason, but I will go. They're my favorite
I love
movie,
Bradley.
but the more terrifying of the 3 is Freddy.
No, the more terrifying
Like
is Freddy. No.
he's like, you
How
know
do you
what I
win that
mean?
shit?
You can't go to sleep. You're taking
Nah.
pills, trying to stay up, and
Nah.
if you fall asleep for a hot second, he is up on you, and it's like, damn,
What I love,
damn.
remember Freddy's Dead, where the theme of the movie is that Freddy killed like 19. Freddy actually killed like 75% of the children population, like in Maine, and so they're all the Freddy's. That's what I said.
What I
You know what I'm saying? And like, there's this scene where all these depressed parents are like at a carnival with no kids around, and they're just pushing themselves on the strollers and shit because they're sad. Their kids got killed by Freddy.
I don't think I've seen that, actually, to be honest. That's
It's
creepy as hell.
super dark, yeah. Like Freddy spread. He was like Agent Smith. He spread like a virus across this entire state and killed
He just dude people, put his hand in
dude
people.
with his claw.
And then all of a sudden,
He was like, dude, bitch.
That's terrible. Wow.
Bon appetit, bitch. You know,
He does say those words.
I just like doing Freddy voice all day. That's all I
Yeah.
want to do.
You're good at it. You're good at it.
Thank you,
I
Des.
like Friday wasn't, but moving on.
So Kick-Ass versus Scott Pilgrim, Astro Boy versus Kingsman. Okay. That's what we're working with. That's how that whole conversation started, by the way. I don't know if you guys remember.
It just
Yeah,
de-evolved
I
to me.
remember.
That's
I
how that whole
remember.
thing started.
It de-evolved to me
Yeah.
saying bitch like 9 times. It doesn't.
Yeah, I just want to
Horrible.
know. Did you guys or do you guys have plans to catch Ironheart? Is my next question.
Yeah, why not?
And
Sure.
actually, that's what my list of things to talk about because I know
Sure.
like 2 weeks ago you were like, I hate this, and I hadn't seen the
Hated it.
trailer, and I haven't.
Hated it.
So I finally got a chance to see the trailer, and I was like, I get that it looks kind of WB-ish, but I actually don't mind it. I didn't find anything wrong with it, and what movie was she in, Mike? Because I don't remember.
She was
Where
in
did
she was in
they?
She's in
Wakanda
Black.
Forever. Wakanda
Yeah, she's in
Forever.
Black
Wakanda
Panther.
Forever.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that whole character. So for me, I'm kind of looking forward to this. You got a high tech like deal
Okay.
going on, yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
I'm
check it out.
definitely gonna.
I'm still not. I'm still not. I look. I'm
It's
gonna watch it. I am
Wednesday,
gonna
I
watch
think.
it
I mean,
because
Right?
I don't remember her name, but let her get her money. So I'm gonna watch
Amen.
that shit. But
Mephisto's supposed to be in it. Mephisto.
yeah,
Dominic
yes,
Thorne.
yes. But
I want to
why?
watch it from because he's cool. Because apparently the villain of the series is the Hood, and the Hood's powers is he wears a possessed hood that gives him like demonic powers and he can levitate and stuff. But Mephisto is the maker of the hood that the Hood wears. So Mephisto is going to be in it for some reason.
Yeah,
And
I heard that. But
Mephisto
okay.
is a super big deal in Marvel. Like he's the guy who steals Doctor Doom's mom and takes her to hell. And Silver
Nice.
Surfer and Doctor Doom have to go to hell to fight
I had never even
Mephisto.
considered that there's going to be some tie-ins possibly happening.
Yeah,
Us
Mephisto's
being
a
right on the brink
big
of
deal.
Fantastic Four, and they
Mephisto,
dropped 3 episodes on Tuesday. So
he's one of my
just
favorite
FYI.
villains, dude. Yeah, he's one
Cool.
of my favorite villains.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, Bradley. Bradley said he can defeat Freddy Krueger, and I'm telling Bradley he can't.
Oh my god.
Bradley thinks he can fight Freddy Krueger in his dreams and win. You will not. You will die
Brad,
like the rest of us.
because Bradley, you don't even
we're not-
understand Bradley's brain. That's
We're
your
not
problem.
doing this, Doug. We're not doing this again. You're not beating Freddy Krueger in a fight of the mind,
He
Doug.
swears.
You're going to
He
die,
swears.
Doug. I'm sorry. That triggered me so bad because I'm listening to Watch and I'm like, yeah.
You're going to die.
And Bradley's like, I could beat them all. Like, no, you can't, Doug. You're not gonna fight Jason, Doug. He's gonna break
Yes,
you in
he
half
is.
like a Pocky
He
stick,
is.
Doug.
No, that's
But he is,
that's
though.
a pretty
But he
hard
is
one.
though. He is though. I can.
that's
See,
fine.
I love your conviction, bro.
So good.
Never change,
So
Doug.
good.
Never change.
I do not want to fight Jason. Out of all 3 of them, Jason is the one I want to fight the least. That's where I'll go
No,
with that.
because at least with Jason, I can run away. You're not escaping Freddy in a dreamscape, Doug.
I don't understand it though because all 3 of them just have knives. So what
But
makes
Jason
one more
just
threatening
keeps.
than the other?
Jason is just a force. He just comes
Yeah.
at you. You burn the dude. You hit him with a truck. He just gets up. He's like a zombie. He's like a giant zombie.
Well, the same can be
You know what
said
I mean?
about Michael Myers.
Michael Myers is more man than monster,
No,
in
I
my
don't know.
opinion.
I think Michael Myers got shot 9 times, like 50 Cent, and still got up.
Bro came back for like 11 ass movies.
Yeah.
Well, all right, that's a valid.
But Jason can warp reality, though. Jason just turns into shit. How do you fight? Jason's just going to turn into a worm, and what do you do against that in your nightmare? Where
No,
you're-
I think Freddy
You
warps
mean
the
Freddy.
reality.
No, you're right. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Freddy,
I mixed
yeah.
those up. Freddy, I'm sleepy. Freddy is the reality warper that you just can't beat unless you just denounce him. Freddy's like teen abstinence. If you just denounce sex as a teen, you won't lose, right? You won't lose in the eyes of God. And if you denounce Freddy, he can't defeat you. Like Nancy. Look at Nancy. Nancy's the ultimate scream queen. Boys have a button and girls have a pole. Wicked touching takes its toll.
What is going on right now?
My wires are crossed.
What is
right
this?
now.
What is going on?
My wires are
Oh
crossed.
my god!
Someone else
Do you
talk.
guys?
Oh,
I
boy.
have
mic.
one more thing. I have one more thing I want to bring up.
I saw one
Wanda.
mic. Wanda?
Not
Wanda.
a fan.
Wanda,
Wanda,
Ma-
WandaVision.
Wanda Maximoff?
Yeah.
The show that's on the Disney Channel.
Oh, I like WandaVision.
Every moment is cringe to me. I couldn't
He's a big
take
fan.
it.
He's a huge
Yeah,
fan, actually.
yeah. Let's argue because that show sucks ass. Am I wrong? I'm probably
Okay,
wrong.
Here's
how
what I'm
far
going to
did
tell you
you?
about. Hey, hold on, Tootie. Hold on, Mike. Sorry, because Mike, you're going to go. Tootie, I'm not. I don't disagree. It came together in the end for me,
Okay.
which is why I gave Agatha a chance, and I love Agatha. But the first six, seven of
That's what I was
that
saying.
just straight up garbage.
That's what I
Oh,
In
was gonna
okay.
fact, I
say.
started watching it,
So
One,
and then I turned it off for like a year, and then I was like, oh,
I
okay,
had to convince Watch to keep watching because the first three
yeah.
episodes are rough. I can't front. The first three
I
I'll be
think
episodes
it
are
was for a
honest.
rough.
podcast I had
Why
to do.
Yeah,
why would I want to do that though?
I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes it's
I
like
don't want
that.
to work for my entertainment.
I
No.
know. I get it.
That no
Trust
thank
me,
you.
I get it. And some people will, some people won't. I totally understand.
And it doesn't make you stupid or it doesn't make you
No,
more
no,
smarter or doesn't make you more
it's
pretentious.
no.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not
I
doing it.
feel
I'm
you.
sorry.
I
I
don't
did
want to
that
watch
with
bad
If it if
crap.
it's shit
Yeah.
from the beginning, then I'm not interested.
you know what,
Write
Toots?
something better.
You know what, Toots?
Amen.
I got crap.
Thank you.
I got crap because I did the exact same thing with Breaking Bad. I couldn't get past the first
Yeah.
three episodes, and I hopped out. Oh, it's so good, Mike. You're being dumb. Just
What do
watch
you
it.
mean? The first 3 episodes were absolutely captive. It starts with him in his underwear running from the cops.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't. I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like it.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
say
Yeah, it's
I have
weird.
two shows
It's okay.
that I've watched because of the
Not gonna
character,
hurt
like
you. Not gonna hurt
Breaking Bad and Everybody Loves Raymond. The wives made me stop watching the show because I felt like I was getting yelled at as I'm like if I wanted to listen to this,
This I
I'd
would
like
be.
go get married.
I go
Like
get
I
married and
don't
be
want to be
miserable.
watching this and listening to this on television. Like why are you bitching at me?
You know
I
what?
got cancer, bro. Stop bitching at me.
You know
And
what?
no, she's just bitching, and it's like, damn, I can't. I'm out. I'm
You know
out.
what it
And after
was?
like 8 episodes,
I
no.
like it.
You know what it was,
I
Toots, about
like
Breaking
it.
Bad? It's that the
Brian
show
is
was
based
so
in shit.
nerve wracking. Breaking Bad was so nerve wracking. I was like, why do I want to feel like this? You see, you get my point
Mike's
of
like,
view.
I'm not even doing
Yeah,
any
yeah,
not
you're
even-
right.
drugs,
You're
and I
right.
I'm
feel
not even
terrible,
danger.
Yeah,
man.
you're right. I
Like,
get
Why am
it.
I having a panic attack right now? This show and I was like
Okay.
episode 3,
Yes,
and my
I
hands
get it.
started twitching. I started feeling my blood pressure. And like, no, this show's gonna kill me. I'm gonna
That's
watch
your
something-
PTSD, not the poorly written show. The show is
I'm not-
amazing.
I'm not. I'm just telling you why I fell out. The show was
That is
bothered.
hilarious.
The show was made me go to my doctor. You know what I mean? But one
Because
day,
it's that good.
because it's that good. Hey, one thing I want to notate, guys, and I don't want to jinx it, but we haven't had any drops.
oh,
Oh, yay.
We're
Thank
at
you,
the 50
guys.
yeah,
Thank you for
and we're
being
past the 40
here.
minutes. There we
Look,
go.
Yeah,
see?
look at us.
Look at
Look
us.
at us.
Look at us. Look.
Doing shit.
Look.
Look at
Look.
you. Thank you. Whatever you did, you fixed it. So, yay. We're here.
I have a topic that I want to bring up to you guys. And I asked some people, and I'm going to ask the chat. I'm going to ask you guys because we only have a couple minutes left. And it's the most important question I've ever asked on this show. Are you ready?
Doubt it. Yes.
When was the last time you had the meat sweats?
Ew.
Oh, like a weekend ago, I ate 2 pounds of meatloaf in a sitting.
Gross.
My man.
I don't-
Toots.
I don't know what that
delicious. What are
is.
you
I've
talking
never
about?
had it.
Toots.
Meatloaf?
I've never. Yo.
You've never had a meatloaf?
Oh no, meatloaf. Yeah. Hell yeah. I
Yes,
love meatloaf.
that's what I said. Meatloaf.
Yeah. I've never had the
Oh,
meat
meat
sweat.
sweats.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Oh, I got you.
I know
Watch
it's a
it with
thing.
Man versus Food. Original
Never.
Man versus Food. You'll be like, now I know what the meat sweats are.
Yeah.
I think that's a man thing. I don't think that's a woman thing. I don't think women can
because-
consume enough meat for that. Pause.
No, resume. Resume.
Wow. What is going on? What do you mean resume? Go.
Toots.
I want to hear this.
Toots. Expound. Please.
Expound, please.
ISO on Toots. ISO on Toots. No, you never had like too much meat and you're just like done and you start sweating from the meat,
No.
dog?
Never.
You never
Never
been-
in my life.
Man,
Never in my life.
it happens.
Never. And I'm a carnivore. I eat meat. I do not I've never had that happen. I really do truly think it's just a man thing.
What she's saying
I
is
don't
she
think it's
has
a woman
common
thing.
sense and doesn't
Oh, well,
continue to eat after she's
okay,
full.
fair enough.
I
Whereas
mean,
Mike
no,
and me,
sometimes I do. Sometimes I
but
do.
not
Not meat, but
meat.
But
You
yeah,
not
see what I
meat.
mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
You
like
see,
chips.
I had
yeah,
4 brats like 2 weekends ago, right
yeah,
before the
yeah.
meatloaf, and like I then went and had like
It's been a
another
hot
brat and a
minute.
half, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, that's a 6 pack of brats in a
I
day.
I
Gross.
ate like 25 boneless wings from Wingstop the other
Yeah,
day, and the meat sweats
yeah,
just kind of set in, Doug. And I'm sitting there like, "Ugh, it's too hot
get
today.
it.
Meat sweats." Your voice drops an octave. "Ugh. Oh shit! I got the meat sweat. Oh shit! I
Oh
gotta go
God.
lay down. God damn! I got the meat sweats. God damn!"
Good
Especially when it's
Lord.
not. It's the worst.
It's the worst, Doug. That's you do that voice and everything. I had
I
to simulate it, but it's worse when
never.
you really have it. Toots, don't ever get the meat sweats.
No, thank you. I've always talked about getting the meat sweats, but I don't think it's ever actually happened.
Yeah, sit
Yeah,
down, eat yourself a nice like 42-ounce porterhouse.
yeah,
No, I
yeah,
won't.
You'll
yeah.
be
I
like,
won't.
yeah, again, I'm sweating.
Don't
You
you
could
guys get tired of chewing? No,
no.
that doesn't happen. That like chewing,
It tastes too
like
good.
uh,
Well, I
I don't
mean, you
know.
take a small break. At
Yeah,
least I do. It's
you take
like
a
a
break.
five,
You
10 minute break,
take a
and then
sip.
you go back. I trust me, I didn't mean to eat the entire 2 pound meatloaf.
Yeah,
It's I got up, I went to go to get some more meatloaf, and I'm like, that's all gone.
yeah.
Damn,
Like
it
Brent
was good.
said, you could have like a 5 pound carne asada burrito, meat sweats. It's quick.
Absolutely.
I've never sweated after eating meat.
Meat
I've
will make you
sweated
sweat.
after eating chili, like salsa
Well,
and
that's
stuff
the
like
heat.
that.
Yeah.
Things that
Yeah,
make you hot.
that's it. That's it. Nothing.
No,
I've
She's
never
like, I
consumed
eat a
so
bowl
much
of
meat.
soup and I like get a
Yeah.
little wet on
a
the
little
forehead. You know
perspired.
what
You
I
know.
mean?
Yeah. Frisky Jesus. You notice if nobody gets the veggie sweats, that's because you can't win friends with salad. You can
You
Oh,
don't
their
never
win friends
stomach
with
will start
salad.
hurting.
salad.
You
You
don't win
can't win
friends with
friends with
salad.
salad.
You don't win friends with salad. There you
Nope.
go.
You can't get the veggie sweats because God made it that way. Because there's nothing but veggies around, so you need to eat plentiful. You know.
Here's my thing. I get chip sweats the next day after eating chips and I'm at work or
Oh,
I'm working out because I sweat
Toots.
profusely. So it's all salt coming off of me. So that's something, right?
But
Chips. I
no,
eat chips a lot. I
but Toots,
love
you
chips.
you eat those super insane, like Scoville level 8 billion chips though.
oh, you eat the hot chips,
I
huh?
love
The
hot
like
chips.
the
Yeah.
I am a Latina, gentlemen.
I'm.
So
oh
yes.
I've seen Toots eat some
oh.
chips that made me cry, dog. I was like, what are
Yeah.
those? She would like, shut
Have
up.
you had that one chip? What's
Yes.
it called? Yeah,
No, no,
yeah,
not yet.
not
The
that.
the
All
the
right.
one that comes in the coffin?
Yeah,
No, I
Yeah.
have not
absolutely.
yet. No.
All right.
No. I
I was.
should. I will one day. I know I will.
Yeah, I mean that's an entire like MOTN foods right there. Go
No
grab a
shit,
No,
big bag
right?
of
no,
hot
no,
chips,
no.
No
and you're
shit.
good
I
to
will
go.
die
You're in
on
it.
screen, dog.
I would
That's
too.
views too.
No,
No shit.
because you taste that shit twice,
Yeah.
bro. I'm not down for that kind of fight,
In
dog.
fact, do you guys watch the the hot sauce? What is it called
The
on
hot
hot
wings
ones? Hot
or
ones
hot
on
ones? Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
watch hot ones. Yeah. I love
I
hot
do
ones.
watch it. It's just a tad too long. I wish they'd shorten it up from like the 30, 45 freaking minutes it is, to like 15 minutes. But I suppose you are eating some hot ass wings, so it's
I
fine.
like it because I think he's a good interviewer. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a
Fantastic
great interviewer.
Sean,
Yeah. I don't
something
know.
or other.
some
I
episodes
don't
are slower
remember.
than others though, because it depends on the guest too. If the
Yeah,
guest is being a
guess
butt,
better.
it makes it
Yeah,
way
sometimes the
longer.
guests are too cool. They're too
Yeah,
cool
you
and
call this hot? Like, shut up, dude. Just
yeah.
have a good time, you pretentious
Jim
bastard.
Carrey's episode was one of my favorites.
Conan O'Brien
Um,
was
the Conan
godlike.
O'Brien episode was so
Oh, so
good.
good.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. Yeah, that's a great call. Hot
Yeah,
ones. Hot
hot
ones is
ones,
great.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
For
I
do
think it
that.
was
a
Scarlett
novel
Johansson who said she
popular.
wanted to punch him in the face, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny. That's classic gold." And then like someone was looking, and and what did Sean's like? Oh, you guys aren't coming back to the show because
Yeah,
she's like looking at her PR person, like, "What'd you get me into,
into.
man?" And I kind of feel bad for some of these celebrities now because they're just
No,
going
it's
on the
not.
show. They don't
They don't.
necessarily
They're doing like a
consuming what it's a press tour. You know
It's a
what I
press
mean?
tour.
Getting
Yep.
their face out, and it's like, oh, I'm on Hot Ones. What the hell is this? And they get up to like Scoville level 8, and they're like, oh shit.
I love the nightmare stories of celebrities getting booked on Eric Andre and not knowing what the deal is, and Eric Andre just totally bothers these people for 98 minutes straight, and they end up like
Yeah, I
really,
don't like that.
and he ruins like he's end up ruining like professional relationships because
Yeah, I
he's
don't
like bothering these people who either are totally with the bit or do not sell it at all, and they're so upset, and they're like you could see it on their face they're not having a good time. You know what I mean? I don't
I
know.
did like Between Two Ferns.
That was, but they were in the bit though.
I loved Between Two Ferns.
Oh,
That was
were
like
they
that
all
was
in the bit?
I think they were all in the bit because
Yes and no. Yes, they
really,
were all in the bit, but there was a lot of improv involved in the show
It
too.
happened in
yeah,
there, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but he used the improv to those who were already in improv. Like, if you know, but a lot of the people that he spontaneously sprung things on were already in Second City comedy. So
Ah,
like he picked and chose who he was
gotcha.
able to be
what's
improvised with. Yeah,
who played
beautiful
Mystique?
show.
Who played
Brilliant.
Mystique in the X Men movies? Not Rebecca
Rebecca
Romaine
Romaine
Stamos, the second
say
one.
just
I only
She's a
know Rebecca Romaine.
you mean Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence. She was a good episode because she was kind of funny. He was snapping back at him, and I thought that was kind of cute. That was a funny episode.
I
Of
didn't see that one.
yeah, shout out to Between Two Ferns is goaded.
Shout out
Um,
Hunger Games too. She was amazing in
Hunger
every
Games,
Hunger
yeah.
Games.
she was in this
Freaking
movie called
amazing.
Red Sparrow. Did you ever see Red Sparrow, where she plays like a secret agent for Russia? It's fucking tight, dude.
No,
Yeah, check it
the
out.
one that she did with Leonardo DiCaprio was good too. By the way,
Which one was that?
I don't know. It was very recent. It was on Netflix. End of the world type movie. I forgot what it's called. It might be called End of the World.
End
End
of
of
the
the Earth.
world.
It's one of those.
The
But
Earth
it was a
ends.
really good movie. Really good movie. Really good movie. And yeah, she's great. I agree.
I'm so happy to have you guys back. I, I'm so like
Yay!
I'm
It's
so
good.
like fortunate for this platform to be myself, and you guys let me be myself. I just want to say that and thank you so much.
Yay!
We've had our largest group today. I want to thank everybody for coming
Cool.
through. Thank Frisky Jesus for coming through in the clutch. I probably know you, but I don't know you. That's a new name for me. So I'm going to get to know you now. So Frisky Jesus, thank you for being part of the Nerdiverse. I don't know what a Frisky Jesus is. It's like a crusty burger. Shout outs to Bird Notice. We got a whole other hour. Let's go. I just watched Bird Notice season 3,
No
and it's super
thanks.
good. Why y'all shaking your head? No?
Because that's the
The
first
Paul
thing I
Rudd
thought
episode
of
was
when
great.
Trudy was like, just write good stuff. And I was like, yeah, bird notice. Like, not good.
I'm going to fight you later for that. Plugs, Toots. What plugs
Plugs.
do we
Let's go.
have?
So for this coming week, we do have somewhat of a busy week. In that we do have Random Select premiering Wednesday, and that episode will be the episode of Kick-Ass versus Scott Pilgrim. Am I wrong, gentlemen? This is
And,
it, right?
And
yep,
we're combining
and,
both
Are we
rounds.
doing both?
yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
both.
Okay, so
Yes.
we will be reviewing Kick-Ass versus Scott Pilgrim and Astro Boy versus Kingsman. So wow, I didn't. Okay, let's go. We're doing that's going to be a huge episode. It does premiere on Wednesday here on YouTube, and that'll be 12 p.m. Your hosts, all three of us, will be in the chat live. If you guys have opinions, comments, let us know. We're right there with you. If we're wrong, tell us. If we're right, tell us, please, because I'm right all the time.
She's right all the time.
Okay,
I
all the
don't know.
time,
I don't
all
know.
the time. I don't get it either. I don't know how I do it.
I don't know. It
Brian's
sucks,
book
guys.
reviews. Brian's book reviews. Please look out for that. That pops up randomly for me every time Brian gets a thick read of a novel. Pause. It comes to me, and he gets to review it. We post on our channel, and it's all Star Wars. Brian's book reviews are all Star Wars. So if you're a Star Wars fans, they are absolutely amazing. So the last one I have is our Twitch channels. MOTN_plays is the Twitch channel for our Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast. Tootie_Odin003 is mine, and Wash's Cade. And I like to spell his out because for the longest time I couldn't find it. But Wash does do live video streams. Video game streams He does feature a lot of the things that he has for sale on his eBay. So that's WASHSCADE. That's Washscade. And those are my plugs, guys, unless you have anything else.
Shout outs to Marcus Morris for coming through. What's going on, bro? How you doing, sir? We got some new faces in the Nerdiverse. This is what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
MOTN figured it out tomorrow night. If you're within the sound of my voice, it's going to be a special episode tomorrow because it's been kind of slow on the 1/6 scale front. So I'm going to do a project tomorrow that I don't know how it's going to go. I'm going to try to create a Mecha Shiva out of 2 1/6 scale figures that I own. A Mecha Shiva. Mecha Shiva. And I don't know how it's going to work. Glue will be involved, like electrodes. I may break a figure. I don't know how it's going to go. Dude.
Glue will be involved.
I'm super
I won't
scared.
be sniffing it, but it'll be a good time.
He might be.
It might be.
I got a big nose, man. You know, some people would
It's
say
like
my nose is
little
cheeseburger.
cough syrup, little glue. Let's get to it.
I'll drink for the both of us, brother. Glub, 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 glub. Y'all don't want me... I don't want to be drunk on the stream, because if I'm drunk on the stream, it's going to be a party. Like, I don't know. Party. Dog. A celebration. Thank you for everyone for coming through. Thank you for Frisky Jesus. Thank you for Marcus Morris. Thank you for Brian. Thank you for Wash. Thank you for any.
You're welcome.
My brain, I'm so fried.
I've been here the whole time. I can't do it.
I've been here the whole time. Thank you for Joe Mama himself. Thank you for Brent coming through. Bradley, these guys have known me my entire life, and they've seen the slow descent into madness. Thank you, everyone who's watching, past, present, future. This is MOTN Live. Catch us Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every single Friday. No, they are not good. Enough of you, Bradley. I don't even know what you're talking about. Talking crap in chat. Enough of you, good sir. Please follow. Thank you so much, everyone. I was gonna do plugs again, but I'm trying to be better at that. I need to get better at closing these episodes. Any final thoughts before we close this bad boy out? How about that?
Everybody have a nice weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe.
I agree. Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Stop saying that. You can't say Happy Juneteenth, Doug.
Why? I'm celebrating.
You cannot.
That's not right. You're a racist.
Right. Yes, you can, Toots. Okay, you don't. Toots,
yeah.
You with the card. You can. ISO on Toots. ISO on Toots.
Wait. I get the card.
No, you lost your card back in 2005. And you know why. You know that. You know what day that was.
I don't want a card.
But you get the Juneteenth card, though. You get the Juneteenth card. Though.
Yeah, let's go.
Invited to the bar. Wait, what? All right, we gotta go. All right, with that, we gotta go. I don't know what that was.
Love you guys.
Love you guys. MOTN